Hello, my name is Marissa Cunningham, and today we're here talking about economic sharing. If you didn't know, economic sharing is when you share or rent things that help you out and it's very low price. Things like these cars are on the app Uber, where you can get somebody to take you out to some place where you want to go. And now we're out here asking people about what they think about economic sharing.
Yes, I have heard of both Uber and Airbnb.
Yeah, I've heard of both of them.
Well, I've used both, so I don't have very many negative rumors. Uber, I know, there was some problems because like Kansas City wasn't sure if they wanted Uber because it's a cheaper commodity.
Yeah, I think car sharing is environment efficient because there'll be less people driving, so it'll help with the pollution.
That if we shared more, especially when it came to transportation, we might be a little bit more empathetic to each other. In addition, I think we're really wasteful, so anytime that you can try to ride together or take public transportation or take a bicycle, I think that's really important.
I think it's stupid.
I think I'd be a little scared sharing with a stranger because I didn't know who that person was.
I don't think I would like to share a house. I think it would make me a little nervous. But
So there you have it. What people think about the most efficient thing, or is it?
What?
Open it!
Why?
It's hot!
So you can see the door.
No way! Okay.
Yo, there's paper in the back.
Gang, 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 gang. What is you doing? What?
Oh my God, you don't pay a bill on that phone.
Where's our teacher?
Ma'am, I need that.
Let's go, ladies. Break time. We coming. Break time. Okay.
Okay.
We hear you. Who is that? Hey, come back here. Get back here. Oh my God, this teacher's so dumb. Come back here. Come back here. Where y'all going? Where y'all going? I'ma get y'all. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. Open it. Open this door. Open this door. Help me. Help me. Come on now. Stop playing.
Recently, gas prices have lowered, causing many families to be happy. But although this helps those lower-class families, is the gas prices only beneficial on the surface? I'm Josefina Esparza, and today we'll be looking deeper into how it really affects the U.S. and other big oil producers. Prices have lowered, so how do you think that affects the Americans?
For lower gas prices means that more people will be traveling during the summer.
people are really excited that gas prices have lowered in the last few years. When they were really high, there was a lot of stress and kind of negative tension in the air.
Which means that they'll be able to spend more money across different industries, which will booster the economy a little bit, but in the long run, it's bad because they won't be investing in alternative fuel sources.
Who do you think that impacts the most?
It impacts the lower economic levels because it allows them to do more. They don't have to spend as much money just to get to work, so they can use that freed up money to go on vacation. Or
I would imagine those at the lower end of the socioeconomic status, people that are making minimum wage and have to pay for gas.
But in the long run, it impacts all of us very negatively because we're not looking to the future, we're not developing alternative fuel sources, and we're not being good stewards for our environment.
Okay, so how do you think it affects our environments with the methods that we use to get oil and gas?
I think it's horrible for our environment. Oil companies do not take ownership of the messes that they make.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that fracking is a recent method that has been in the news a lot and it has been controversial.
It's more on the backs of the taxpayers and the people that live in that area. It's also horrible for our environment and for our society for the long run, because when gas prices are cheap, you don't think about filling up your tank and going. So you're not thinking about alternative fuel sources or the impact on the environment or making things better for 5 or 10 years down the line.
Okay, so about like car choices, there are like energy saving cars. Do you think that people are going to turn to those?
They already have been, I believe. Yeah. Unfortunately, the problem is they're so much more expensive than regular gas cars that it's prohibitive for people in lower income brackets, and they're really the ones that would benefit the most.
Like said before, gas prices are beneficial to a lot of people, but it isn't completely good. Alternative energy sources are suffering from this. The investments that people make on them are useless because citizens can afford gas when prices are lower. It also affects the citizens because they don't think when they see lower gas prices. Now that we've told you about this, how do you feel about it now?
I feel pretty much the same.
It's always been a complex problem, and it's hard to find solutions for this.
I've always felt very strongly about our environment and about the responsibility that the oil companies don't take, and about the irresponsibility of our government supplementing the oil companies instead of alternative.
I think that in general, people are instant gratification seekers, and so when the gas prices are low and people forget to care about alternative energy sources, it's because that, they can pay less money right then and there. And
it just reinforces everything I felt before, that we're headed down a bad path and lower gas prices aren't going to help us.
On the surface, lowering gas prices seem like a good idea, but now looking at the bigger picture, we see now that there are also some disadvantages. This is Josefina reporting live from Center High School.
Baby girl! No! She did! Why? How could you?
Ma'am, can you turn off your phone? The lights bothering me.
Excuse me, I'm on my phone. It is bad enough that you have a movie playing while I need to do my important stuff. So calm down.
No, Jessica, don't go in there. Don't do it. No, he got her. Let's go. Run, run. No.
Quiet, Jimmy.
Oh my gosh, this movie stinks.
He's doing it wrong. That's not the right technique. I can't believe that's how he kills people. I do it differently. I wonder how many people I could get.
Susan, come on. Come on. Hurry up. He's catching up. Hurry, run. No, Susan, why'd you trip? I can't go back. No, Susan!
Yes, okay. I am glad she's gone.